Nippon Hoso Podcast Station.
Today's phrase from Gojo Satoru is この程度で僕に勝てると思ってる脳みそに驚いたって言ってんだよ。これよく使うフレーズなんですけど I'm just being real with you guys はちょっと本音で話すんですけどって意味なんですけど I'm just being real with you guys but Anime English Club with Sal Yamaki. Hello everyone and welcome to episode 15 of the Anime English Club. I'm your host Sal Yamaki. よろしくお願いします。I screwed up my throat.It's super hot in Japan right now. You cannot live without an air conditioner. But this one rehearsal room that I went to, I'm pretty sure there was mold in their air conditioner. I swallowed it for like three hours and now I can't stop coughing. I probably have mold in my lungs right now. Like, that's a thing. Did you know? If you don't clean your air conditioner, there's like mold in it and you can die from it. I hope I don't die, but my throat is screwed up right now. So...Hope it gets better. If I start coughing like crazy in this podcast, I'm sorry. I'm filming 4 episodes today, so I'm going to be coughing for 4 weeks. So stay tuned. Hi! So without further ado, let's get into today's episode. Today we're exploring another iconic Jujutsu Kaisen moment. Every moment is iconic for me, but anyway. This time we're featuring Gojo Satoru's incredible confidence and his ability to be both cool and cutting with his words.Hi, for those of you who just started watching, Jujutsu Kaisen is a dark fantasy manga by Gege Akutami that depicts the battles of Jujutsu sorcerers who use Jujutsu techniques to exorcise monsters and curse spirits born from human negative emotions. Hi, the last 2 episodes, we're doing a 4-week episode for Jujutsu Kaisen, and the last 2 episodes I talked about my favorite.Geto Suguru, but we're going to get into a different character today. Gojo Satoru, because we can't talk about Geto Suguru without talking about Gojo Satoru. Okay, so let's get into today's phrase. Today's phrase from Gojo Satoru is この程度で僕に勝てると思ってる脳みそに驚いたって言ってんだよ。Now in English. I'm surprised that you guys thought you could beat me with just this.So this line was delivered during a tense confrontation between Gojo Satoru and special grade curses in the Shibuya incident. 3 powerful enemies were waiting for Gojo in Shibuya Station's underground area, and having been defeated by Gojo before, they used numerous civilians as human shields to restrict his actions. One enemy attacked civilians while mockingly asking, "Have you thought of an excuse?" When Gojo looked surprised, the enemy said triumphantly,What, is that an excuse? Gojo then removed his blindfold and looked down at his opponent with anger as he coldly delivered this line. Yeah. Like, at first, he looked taken back, so the special grade curses were like, ooh, we got him, but he's like, you didn't get me. I'm just surprised that you guys are this dumb, thinking that you can beat me with, like, just this.Hi. He is very cocky. Gojo Satoru is very cocky, and he has every right to be. You know, he's the strongest. He's the hottest. I don't want to say he's the hottest, but he is, okay? But to me, it's Geto Suguru, but I'm just saying he's very attractive. I wouldn't know how to act if I was Gojo Satoru, to be honest. Like, if I was that good looking and had so much talent, I don't know. I would probably be a villain, to be honest. To be honest, I'm just being real with you guys. これよく使うフレーズなんですけど I'm just being real with you guys はちょっと本音で話すんですけどって意味なんですけど I'm just being real with you guys, but if I had every potential that Gojo Satoru has, I would be a villain because, you know, I'd be like, hey, you know, if people came up to me being like, hey, could you like exercise some curses for me? I'd be like, no. I want to see how you would suffer. You know, oh, this job, I can only do this job? Well then, let's see what would happen if I didn't do this job. I'd probably have fun. This is terrible. This is a terrible thing to say. Don't turn into me, okay? Hi, my mom raised me very nicely. She did not raise me this way. It is the air in here that is making me act up. But anyway. So, from last episode's polite language with Geto to this episode's dismissive language with Gojo, let's learn from both approaches. Yes, if you go back to last week's episode, Geto Suguru, he's also very cocky, but he's cocky in a very polite form. Like, the more polite you are, the more cocky. Cocky は、舐めてるとか、生意気とか、ちょっと上から目線みたいな。俺って、それこそ、俺たちは最強なんだとか、私できるし、みたいな感じの、なんていうんですか、自信あるのを隠していない、悪い意味で、目上の人たちにも、何にも、なんていうんですか、恐れることない、まあ、生意気なぐらい、すごい、みたいな感じ。で、それを態度に出しちゃってる、みたいな感じですね。cocky is very cocky. だから、五条悟も cocky だし、下等優も、優しいカーキー五条悟ほどではないんですけど、五条悟は本当になんか、僕が一番だからの感じなので、それが一番カーキーですね。なのでそういう方が周りにいたら He's very cocky とか oh, She's very cocky みたいな感じの謙遜しない方ですね。私なんか全然そんなすごくないですよみたいなじゃなくってすごいですかですよねみたいな感じのカーキーですね。arrogant にも似てます。はい。it comes hand in hand. Like, it could mean the same thing. Yeah, he's very arrogant. He's very cocky. はい。Gojo Satoru is very cocky. But let's see how cocky he is in English. So, let's look at the vocab. So, the vocab used in I'm surprised that you guys thought you could beat me with just this. He's addressing the special grade curses as you guys. You guys is a very casual way of addressing a group of people. But, you know, usually if it's like a special grade curse or somebody who's your senior, you wouldn't say, hey, like, you guys, like, let's get this meeting going. You wouldn't say it. But even to these, like, high grade curses, Gojo's like, hey, guys, what's up? So, yeah, it's his way of showing that he has no respect for them. And, in Japanese, he doesn't really say anything like you guys. He's not really addressing anybody. Like, there's not a vocab in the Japanese version saying you guys. But I think they're using you guys in the vocab in the English version to show that in the Japanese phrase, he's using a very casual way of speaking. But in English and Japanese, the grammar is not the grammar. The way of speaking is very different. Like, you can just change the end of the sentence in Japanese, and it would change your whole entire personality. But that doesn't really happen in English. So, for instance, in here, 驚いたって言ってんだよ. Like, it's a very aggressive way of speaking, you know. But you can say the same thing, like 言ってるのよとか言ってますとか。言ってるんですとか just by changing the final part of a sentence, like the whole entire personality that person can change. But you can't really do that in English. So I think by putting in these like casual way of speaking, they're trying to like tell you guys that Gojo Satoru is speaking in a way that's like not very respectful. Right. This is like the only way they can show it because they can't change the end of a sentence. So another vocab used in this phrase is with just this. Hi. With just this. He could have just said, I'm surprised that you guys thought you could beat me with this. But he added just to minimize the importance of what the special curses are doing. Like, he's like, oh, you guys think that you're so strong? Ooh. With just this? So by adding just, the ultimate dismissal, like no respect, absolutely no respect, absolutely no respect from this man. He has no respect for anybody except for himself. Right. But yeah, the speaker's attitude determines whether just shows modesty or superiority. So, for instance, let's say somebody's like, Sal, you spent so much money on buying like Geto Suguru acrylic stands again. And they're like coming at me. I can be like, no, it was just 10,000 yen. Like for me, like by saying that 10,000 yen was just 10,000 yen, kind of emphasizes the fact that my love for Geto Suguru cannot be measured by 10,000 yen. Whereas normal people who don't like Geto Suguru would be like, it's not just 10,000 yen, it's 10,000 yen. But I'm like, no, it's just 10,000 yen. Like, you know, it minimizes the importance of the 10,000 yen. So, はい。なんかちょっとね、物事をあんまりそんなだよの時は just を入れるだけでちょっと舐めた感じになります。はい。This week's pronunciation, so the phrase was この程度で僕に勝てると思ってる脳みそに驚いたって言ってんだよ。はい。In English, it's I'm surprised that you guys thought you could beat me with just this. One more time. I'm surprised that you guys thought you could beat me with just this. はい。I don't think there's a lot of words that are hard to pronounce in this week's phrase, but I recommend you guys to put emphasis on the word just to show, in this case, to show that, you know, you don't think that the other person has like any power and like you just think that they lack power. So emphasis on just. I'm surprised that you guys thought you could beat me with just this. って感じ。just this. はい。
アニメイングリッシュクラブ with サリー・アマキ。
今からロングコートダディのうさぎが番組 CM の原稿を読むぜ。心して聞きな。
僕たちロングコートダディオールナイトニッポンポッドキャストやってます。8月の毎週土曜日18時頃ラジコや日本放送ポッドキャストステーションで配信中です。どうやった？
ごめん、聞いてなかった。
聞いとけよ。
Now, let's look at the culture context. Oh, we have a message from a listener. では読んでいきたいと思います。ラジオネームゾムさんからいただきました。ありがとうございます。呪術廻戦で好きなフレーズは一人称俺はやめた方がいい。特に目上の人の前ではね。私、最低でも僕にしな。です。世界で1億回語られた話だと思いますが、この後に現代で五条先生の一人称が僕になったのが本当に良すぎますし、日本の作品らしい話題でサリーちゃんにはぜひ語ってほしい部分です。ありがとうございます。So, I talked about this in the past episodes as well. The first person point of view, the way you speak about yourself, talk about yourself in Japanese. There is boku, ore, watashi, and boku is very casual. No, ore is very casual, and boku, watashi, it gets like more polite as it goes. But Geto Suguru told Gojo Sensei to stop using ore in front of his seniors, you know, because he's going to sound like kind of rude and cocky. But my take on this phrase, or what I think, is even after Gojo Satoru and Geto Suguru parted ways, Gojo Satoru still continued to use boku, the way that Geto Suguru told him to, speak about himself. Like, he wasn't like, Geto's not here anymore, I'm going to start using ore again. No, he kept it. He kept boku and he kept it for so long. Yeah, their relationships never end. I'm gonna cry talking about them. But yeah, can you imagine your best friend leaving you? I can't actually. My best friend left me actually. Sad story. All right. Well, that's it for this episode. Is it? Do I have anything else I want to talk about? Talk about Gojo Satoru and Geto Suguru? Because next week, it's still Jujutsu Kaisen, but I don't think it has any relationship with Gojo and Geto. Not that this episode has any relationship. I'm just trying to tie things together just because I like to. So, I forgot to talk about this in the past episodes. I wanted to talk about Gojo Satoru and Geto Suguru's name. think this is like an official information, and I don't even think the author has talked about this. This is literally the fans just like putting 2 and 2 together, or 1 and 1 together, I don't know, 2 and 2 together. But Geto Suguru and Gojo Satoru, so the meaning behind Satoru, so Satoru means, なんだろう, realizing or understanding in Japanese. And then Suguru means outstanding. And I don't know how to explain the significance of this. So, the significance that Geto Suguru has the name outstanding and Gojo Satoru has the name understanding or realizing, I think it should be the other way around, you know? Like, usually it should be the other way around, because Gojo Satoru is the one that's outstanding, and Geto Suguru is the one that understood too much about the world, and he's like, hey, this world, like, I understand how, like, things are going, and I don't, like, you know, Jujutsu sorcerers shouldn't die for these, like, people who are producing curses. Like, he understood too much about the world, and that's why he became, like, a villain. So the fact that the name should be the other way around, but they chose to, like, give whatever happened to each other, なんだろう, the name, わかりますか? 伝わってますか? この、なんだろう, like, they gave their personality, like, each other's personality to the other person, like, the name-wise. I think that is beautiful. And that's it. There is nothing deep behind it, but, like, I think it's beautiful. And it's not even official information. Like, the author wasn't like, hey, we made it that way. It's literally the fans that are just like, oh my gosh, maybe that's what's up. But, yeah. Yeah, this. Hi. So, do English names have meaning behind them? なんか, you know, in Japanese, like, a lot of the times, names have meaning. Like, for instance, Amaki Sari, you write, oh, that's not a whiteboard. Okay, thought I had a board right behind me. I'm going to write my name right here. Amaki Sari. So, in Japanese, the kanji is sky or heaven, amaki, ama, sky, heaven, and then shiro, amaki no shiro means castle, and then sari means princess in Latin. So amaki sari, my full name, means a princess who lives in a castle in the sky. 天城サリ、天空のお城のお姫様って意味が入ってるんですよ。なので、なんだろう、I feel like a lot of the times Japanese names have a deep meaning behind it. Is that the case in English? I remember I had a classmate named Robert White in middle school, and I was talking to him about, like, the meaning behind my Japanese name and everything, and how, like, a lot of the kanjis has, like, a story behind it. And he's like, oh, that's really cool. I'm Robert White because my ancestors were white. And I'm like, oh, cool. Like, there's like, that's literally, like, there's no special meaning. Like, I guess it's a special meaning. Like, yes, his ancestors were all white, but, like, you know, sky, castle, princess, like, there's, like, a story behind it, you know? I don't know if, and also, a lot of the times, Japanese names, they name their child based on how they want them to grow up, you know? So, for instance, Ai-chan, you know, Ai-chan, in kanji you write love. The parents are usually like, I want her to have a lot of love, so I'm going to name her Love, you know? Like, the kanji that has the meaning love, but call her Ai-chan and stuff. But I've never heard anything like that in English. Like, oh, I named her Madison. I'm going to search the meaning behind the word Madison. I don't think there is a meaning. None of my friends named Madison were religious. I don't think that's where it came from. I'm pretty sure a lot of the times English names are like, that's a pretty name. Yeah. I think a lot of the cultures with, like, kanji in it, name their children with meaning behind it. So that does it for this episode of the Anime English Club. Next episode, surprise, surprise, we're going to be talking about Jujutsu Kaisen again. You'd think I'd have nothing else to say. I am running out though, because I'm running out because I don't want to spoil that, show for you guys. But if I didn't have to filter my words, I would be doing this for like another 7 weeks, but I will not be spoiling it. So please come again next week. Thank you so much. Hi! You can listen to Anime English Club as a podcast and on YouTube where you can follow along with transcripts and subtitles. You can adjust the speed however you want and listen as many times as you need to get comfortable with English. Listening over and over is really the key to mastering any language. This. For Japanese and English subtitles, go to youtube.com/anime-english-club or just search by the title. So, we have an email address waiting for messages from you guys. It is aec@1242.com. aec@1242.com. There's so many things we want to hear from you, like what anime you want me to cover, any phrases you want me to cover. If you have a specific phrase, please tell me the name of the anime and also what episode it's from as well. Or you can just ask me general English questions and I will answer. I might answer if I know how to answer. If I don't, good luck to you guys. But please email us anyway. はい。メールは日本語でも英語でも大丈夫です。You can email me in both English or Japanese. はい。So thank you so much for watching. Next week is the final episode of Jujutsu Kaisen. The next season is already being confirmed and everything, so I hope you guys look forward to it. I don't know why I'm like, I hope you guys look forward to it when I'm not even in the show. But let's look forward to it together. Thank you so much for watching. Bye! From the Nippon Hoso Podcast Station, this is the Anime English Club, hosted by me, Sao Yamaki. This episode was directed by Kensuke Yoshida and produced by Shiori Tanaka of Nippon Broadcasting System, Japan.